Hello everybody and welcome to a quick little tutorial on separating audio in OBS for your streams. This is more specifically for local recording for races to make editing easier and or better, and for if you're being restreamed. It's really simple to do. First thing you need obviously is OBS. But once you have all this together, setting up your audio is going to be really simple. In order to do this, you want to go into your file and settings, and you'll probably, you want to go to output next, by the way. And you'll probably want to go to the advanced tab. I always have this on, so I don't know if this is visible in here or not. And I can't change anything right now because I'm currently recording in OBS. So if you're streaming or recording, you can't actually change anything. Once you do either, you're set with what you picked. So I'd have to stop recording and then change stuff. But anyway, so in the output tab, you've got these tabs up here under, so the streaming and recording. Basically what you're looking for is the recording first. And this is where you'll see under this recording settings, this audio track, and you have up to 6 audio tracks. I have them all checked. I don't use the 6th. I don't know why I have it checked. I figured, maybe if I need some audio thing separated entirely, I have another track just in case. But I don't really have a need for that. And really, the 5th audio track, I basically just use for my alerts. My alerts go on that audio track. But there's 2 different things you want to do. First of all, you want one audio track, which is default. I just use one for this. You want one audio track that has all the audio you want to go on your stream. So this would be microphone, Discord, your game audio, anything you want on the stream. You should have one audio track where you have that all selected to go to. And then the other audio tracks are how I separated them out for editing later. So like in races where I have multiple people on the screen, not everybody does this, so it hasn't been too useful yet, but that's what I'm kind of hoping to fix with this video. For the local recordings, you can set these different tracks for specific things, and that's what we're going to go over. So in my case, track 2 I use is strictly for my microphone. Track 3 is strictly for Discord. Track 4 is what I use for the game audio. Now they're all mixed together on track 1, but I have them separated for editing and for restream purposes. So, and to choose which one, and you just go into your streaming, and it's kind of hard to tell, but right here, it is actually selected as track 1. So it is every piece of audio that I want or have getting captured, it goes onto track 1. When I'm on a restream, I will swap it to track 4, which is just my game audio. So if you notice if you watch me instead of the restream during some races, you'll notice I'm still talking. So you don't hear that going through the stream. That's because I only have the game audio going out. I'm still recording my audio, so if I play something back, my audio will still be there, but it doesn't get output to the stream at that time. So that's how you set it up. You just go in here, so, select, I would at least, do through track 4. That way you can do your mic, Discord, and the game audio, plus have the one track for everything. And then just before, if you're going on a restream, just change your audio to whichever one you have for your game audio. And if you're doing a regular stream and you want everything to go through, change it back to, whichever track you have set to the everything audio. So that's how you do it through the settings. And then to actually select the tracks per your audio sources, that's what you go into your audio mixer. So if you right click in here and go into the advanced audio properties, you'll see this over here on the far end, this tracks. So here's all the audio sources, and here's, where they're all going. I highly recommend, just getting rid of the desktop audio entirely, honestly. That's kind of an easy catch-all for everything, but that also means it catches everything. So in general, I don't think that's a good thing to have. So at Discord, as you can see, is on track 3 and track 1. Planets, this is just to demonstrate my game audio, track 1 and track 4. And then my mic, track 1 and 2. So, and you could set, whichever channel you want for your game audio or whatever, but just make sure it's consistent across everything. So like this is doing a specific application capture for audio for planets. My emulators, I had to set something as well to make sure they're on track 4. My capture card for audio that goes through the capture is also on track 4. So any audio source you have that is game audio, set it to whichever track you want. Have your default track for everything, for, your own streams. And then for, restreaming purposes or whatever else, or just for recording, honestly, it's best to have, the separated audio, which is why you would do something like this and separate them out. So in the recording, what you'll see is, or what I see when I edit stuff, everything's on this one track. When I'm editing my own videos, I delete that track. And then I just use, the separate track so I can balance it a bit better. And so when everybody has that, it makes editing a lot better. I'm able to do more things with the game audio, kind of bouncing between players because the audio is clean and it doesn't have, the Discord call as part of the same track. It doesn't have their own microphone as part of the same track. So that's kind of how that all goes. But that's how that works. And you can do, your audio capture for basically anything. This application audio capture says beta up here. I have never had an issue with this. Again, I use this for planets. I use it for my emulators. You can use this for Discord even. So you could just, set up a new. Oops, I already have that one. Let's do Discord 2. Oh, hey, and there's Discord with Kaz. And you may, with Discord, you don't want necessarily the window title mismatch because I'm not always going to have, a DM with Kaz open. So, you kind of want to, mess with that a little bit. Probably the bottom one will be fine. But that, now I have a Discord 2 and it defaults, everything you do will default to all the tracks. But since it's a Discord, I want it on, its own, the Discord track is what I use track 3 for. So they'll all default on, you just uncheck the ones you don't want it to record to. And that's it. Now I'm done. So if I add that into a different scene, like say, this scene here, let's just add the existing Discord 2. And then if I go into advanced audio properties, Discord 2 is right here, and it keeps the same settings. So track 1 and 3. Once you've set it up, you can add it into any other scene you want, and it will keep the same properties in there. So that's how you separate your audio. It's really simple. And obviously with some things, the audio, like your own microphone, that'll be easy enough. You don't need to do like this capture thing. You'll have your own capture for your audio, for your mic. And then, with this scene in particular, I have a specific audio set up for the consolizer because while it's a HDMI, the audio does not go through the HDMI. So I have to use the 3.5 millimeter jack on it. And I do audio that way. So it has its own, audio source here. But again, all my console stuff, all my game stuff, it's on, one specific track. And since I've got it all set up, if I add it to any other scene, it's just going to be on that track anyway. Because that's how it just saves between each thing. So that's just a really quick rundown on how to get audio separated. It makes it easy when you're doing like tournaments and stuff to, all you have to do once you set it up is just remember to beforehand go into your settings, go into your output, select the right audio track. That way it's just the game audio going through to the restream, which is ideal for a restream. That way, your own audio is not overlapping with the commentators trying to commentate your race or anything. So with that said, if you have any questions, you could post them below. Otherwise, I hope this helps, and hopefully in the future, some people will have some better audio for me to use for the races.